achieve, so I cannot stay asleep. Gotta stay awake to go and make the cake. I call that awake and bake.
YouTube, what's going on, baby? We back at it again. First off, before I say anything, I want to thank all of my subscribers. We made it up to 15 subscribers last week. I thank y'all so much for the love and support. Also, the music you just heard at the beginning of this video, that's my boy Evan Upton. I'll leave links to his social media as well as his music in the description. So if you like the music, you want to hear more of it, there it will be. Without further ado, let's get into these reactions from the Elite 8 games. And we're also going to give you our Final Four picks today. So starting off with Texas Tech versus Gonzaga. This was a great game. This was a great game from start to finish. It really was. Texas Tech pulled out the win, 75-69. I got another pick wrong. I guess we'll start off with Gonzaga then. So Gonzaga started, they forced 13 turnovers. Well, actually, yeah, they forced 13 turnovers. They had 8 steals. They had, the end of the game, they were down 2 and they fouled the inbounds passer for a flagrant 1. That really ruined the end of the game, in my opinion. It was back and forth all game. Gonzaga and Texas Tech, neither team wanted to go home. That flagrant 1 though pushed the lead from a 2-point lead to a 6-point lead, and it's not going to be in a lot of highlight videos. For whatever reason, they don't want to put that in the video, but that was a very key moment. Gonzaga's taking the ball. Well, Texas Tech is taking the ball out up to, but I think it was under 20 seconds left, I believe. And Gonzaga fouled. So the guy is defending. He's defending the inbounds pass, and he ends up hitting him, trying to swipe at the ball to make sure the ball doesn't get to a Texas Tech player. And they call a foul. It ends up being a flagrant 1. So they give 2 free throws and the ball. So that pushed that from a 2-point lead to a 6-point lead. Gonzaga had 16 turnovers, and Brandon Clark had 6 of them. So we're not going to sit here and act like Brandon Clark had a perfect game, even though he shot 7 for 10 from the field, which is 70%, which is awesome. But you can't have 6 turnovers. You can't. Gonzaga won the battle on the boards, 37-29 in rebounding. This was their lowest score of the tournament offensively. They had just been going lower and lower offensively each game in terms of how many points they scored. With only 69 this game, this was their worst offensive game. As far as turnovers go, they had 9 turnovers in the first half, and they started the second half with 2 more. So that's a plan for a disaster right there. It's not a winning formula. It never was and never will be. So Gonzaga handed this game away on a silver platter to Texas Tech. But I do have to give my hats off to Texas Tech. They shot better than usual from 3. 9 out of 23 from the 3-point line, 39%. David Moretti showed up again, 4 of 9. He went 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. 12 points. Tariq Owens did his thing, 4 of 5 from the field. He had a 3-pointer as well. Mooney took 12 shots, which is a little bit too much. And I think that's why the game was so close. He was 6 of 12. He had 17 points, so he was all right. He took too many shots. Y'all know what I said a few videos ago. He has to stay between 8 and 10 shots. He has to. Culver shot bad again, but led the team in scoring with 19 on 19 shots. He cannot. They have to figure out what's going on with him, man. He cannot keep shooting like this. He can't. If he comes out and shoots like this, I guarantee you they're gonna lose in this Final Four game today. They're not gonna pull out a win with that. But this is their first ever Final Four. So congratulations, Texas Tech. You made it. On to the Purdue and Virginia game. Another pick I got wrong. And I can't believe I got this one wrong. Um, Purdue lost 75-80. In a game that I really felt like was Carson Edwards versus UVA. It was just, dude is amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude is amazing. Carson Edwards is as good as advertised, and he scored 44 points on 14 to 25 shooting. He hit 10 3-pointers, which is out of this world. Ryan Klein cooled off a little bit. He went 2 for 7, 2 for 5 on threes. But when you have Carson Edwards shooting like he is, I mean, what else do you want from the team, honestly? You can't expect everybody to shoot like him. But they got out-rebounded 39-31. They allowed 17 offensive rebounds. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Those extra possessions drain you of your energy on the defensive end. It's mentally draining as well to have a defensive stop and then just for the other team to get the rebound on the offensive end instead of you grabbing the board, going back on offense and running your plays. But Carson Edwards, I have to say he did have a bad pass to end the game in overtime. That was a bad pass, and he knew it once he let it go. You could see it. His body language just changed. He was like, oh, dang. He kind of fell to the floor afterwards. He was like, dang, I did not just do that. But hats off to Purdue. Carson Edwards, man, beast. But UVA got to start off with the bad. Nobody shot great yet again. I'm worried about this team on the offensive end, man. I really am. There is nobody that took over this game on the offensive end. That's really bothering me. But they look like all hope was lost until they grabbed another offensive board off a back tip at the free throw line at the end of regulation. They threw a pass to a wide-open Diakite, got the shot off at the buzzer, hit the shot. That drained Purdue as well. They thought the game was in the bag after the back tip went over the line, and you can't take your foot off the gas. You just can't. I kept telling y'all, Purdue, not to let your foot off the gas, and you did it for a good 2 seconds, and they tied the game up and ended up winning in overtime. You can't sleep. This whole game, they played great up until the last 2 seconds of the game, and that's crazy. But got to get hats off to Virginia for playing all the way through, just all the way through to the clock hit zeros. Back tip, they didn't throw up a half-court shot. He threw a pass, and Diakite was wide open. So they made the right decision there. Offensive boards kept this team in the game. Like I said, they had 17 offensive boards. That's heart, that's hustle, and that's just wanting it more than the other team. In the end, it's just wanting it more. And it's their first Final Four since 1984, so congratulations to Virginia. We'll see what y'all can do. Moving on to the Auburn versus Kentucky game. Pick that I actually got right. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, YouTube? I actually got the pick right. But Auburn, Jared Harper is the man, yo. He's the man. He really put this game away for them. He hit the game-time layup with 38 seconds left in regulation. He went 3 for 3 in overtime, 7 points, 1 assist. He had key hustle plays like grabbing 50-50 balls and taking fouls on the offensive end, hard fouls. Drawing contact. He was doing it all at the end of the game. He really was. He took over. But Auburn got out-rebounded again, and they didn't shoot well. So that's not a good sign. They usually get out-rebounded, but they shoot well. This time they went 7 for 23 from the three-point line, which is 30%. That's not good. That's not good at all. That's not a good sign. They shot okay from the free throw line. It was better than their 47% against UNC. They shot 18 out of 24. They was 75%. So it was solid. They forced another 14 turnovers, so they're doing good defensively as well. This is their first ever Final Four appearance. Auburn, congratulations. You ruined everybody's bracket. Nobody had y'all here, and here you are in your first ever Final Four as a 5 seed. So, unbelievable year. But as far as Kentucky goes, inexperience showed under pressure for them. They were starting 5 freshmen, and Calipari said it before the game. He was like, starting 5 freshmen, you never know what you're going to get game to game, especially in the tournament. So there was a moment where at the end of regulation, they sent 3 guys at the ball. And Auburn could have ended this game at the buzzer, but they ended up missing the shot. They had 14 turnovers to 14 assists. That's not good as well. That's, like I said before, that's a formula to lose. They battled the entire game, could have pulled it out at the end. Had they remained calm in their final possession. So their final possession of regulation, they took the ball in the paint. P.J. Washington, I believe, drove the ball to the paint, gets blocked. They grab the ball back, pass it, try to put it up again in the paint, blocked. And then they get the ball stolen, and there's their last possession of regulation. That's it. So had they remained calm after that first block and they kicked it back out, they never left the painted area after P.J. Washington got blocked. They blocked, they recovered the ball, passed it, blocked, tried to get it back again, couldn't get it. And that was their last possession. But hats off to P.J. Washington, though. This dude, he plays hard. He really does. He was confident in the clutch. He drilled a 3 with the game seemingly out of reach. Down 6 under 20 seconds in overtime, he hit that 3. It was a contested 3 as well. So really something you love to see from a team that was so young. Just really young team. But ultimately, the sloppy offense finally caught up to them. They had a bunch of turnovers in the Houston game, and they ended up getting away with it. But this game, they couldn't overcome the 14 turnovers. You can't do that. You can't give the ball away that often and expect to win the game. It doesn't happen most of the time. But good year, great year for Kentucky, actually, with all these young guys. But hats off to Auburn. And the final game, Elite 8 game, was Michigan State versus Duke. Y'all don't know how mad I was. Y'all don't know how mad I was watching this game at the end. Duke lost this game 68-67 in regulation. There was no overtime in this game. Duke could not overcome 17 turnovers. And as y'all can see, the theme has been turnovers for all these losing teams. They could have shot better overall, but the free throw line was definitely highlighted at the end with RJ choking at the free throw line. RJ Barrett, I don't even know what to say to you, man. I mean, it's not like you don't play hard, you don't try. That's not the problem. It's just you can't shoot, man. You can't shoot. Just being honest. As a team, Duke shot 8 for 13 from the free throw line, which is 61%. You got to do better there. RJ alone shot 4 for 8. 4 for 8 from the free throw line. That's inexcusable. You cannot show up to the game shooting half of your free throws, especially if you're not even a big man. He's 6'7", 200 pounds. Most likely, when he goes to the league, he's going to be playing more 2 than he is 3. I mean, come on, man. That's something you're going to have to fix at the next level. You're going to have to. But they did a good job controlling the paint and making Michigan State uncomfortable. I saw, watching this game, I just felt like when the ball was in the paint, Duke had the advantage every time. That's how I felt about it. But Zion played well. He didn't shoot great, but he showed his full arsenal. We saw some offensive rebounds. We even saw a little post game. I saw him with the little turn and the hook. Like, he showed everything this game. He hit a couple threes, and this is how you showcase yourself for the NBA. You show everything you got to offer in the biggest moments, and he did that. I hate that he didn't come to the ball at the end of the game. I hate that, but you like to see that. You like to see somebody like him who had been playing so well throughout the game. You like to see them demand the ball at the end, and I didn't see that from him. Great year for Duke. Great year. A lot of people doubted them coming into the tournament because they've never been a great shooting team. That's really it for Duke. Zion, really, we all really look forward to you playing in the NBA. Hopefully, you can reach this same level of dominance at some point in the NBA. But Michigan State did not dictate the game. They didn't shoot well. 30 out of 70 shots overall. 6 of 19 from 3. 2 of 6 at the line. They did not shoot well this game. They got out-rebounded as well. But they did play good defensively. They only allowed 67 points. Their average coming into the tournament was 65 points, so still playing well defensively. They forced 17 more turnovers. They had 11 steals this game, so they did a good job keeping the pressure on Duke. Cassius had a great game. Didn't really shoot like fantastic, but he did have a great game. He had a double-double. This team showed great poise under pressure. The shot from Goins to take the lead, with 36 seconds left in regulation was, I couldn't believe it went in. He was 1 for 7 from 3 the whole game, and they gave it to him, and he sure enough just pulled up confidently. He didn't hesitate. He didn't think about he was 1 for 7. He just took the shot. And that's what you love to see from a team like Michigan State who has experience. But their next team they face their next opponent is Texas Tech. So we'll see how they can do in that game. Auburn plays UVA, by the way, if I haven't said that already. Auburn versus UVA. We're going to get into the picks here. We'll start with Auburn. So Auburn is going to have to shoot contested threes this game. They haven't played a defense that has been such a lockdown defense, like defensively sound throughout. They're going to have to continue to take good care of the ball and feed off momentum from that great game they had on the offensive glass last game. They're going to need the second chance points in this game. They have to let Bryce Brown, a key to the game for them would be to let Bryce Brown and Jared Harper get going early. They shot well last game. Like I said, Jared Harper was the man. Bryce Brown played well. If you can get those two going early, I think you can control the game. If you're Auburn, they have to come out shooting and play outside in and space the floor. So when I say that, I mean they have to come out, not just shoot the ball, don't just throw up shots. You have to make shots from outside early on to space the floor out so you can open up the paint, because UVA in the paint is a monster. They're nasty down there, man. They don't play. UVA, defense wins championships, man. And y'all have the number 1 defense in the nation. The number 1 defense. They continue to make plays on defense in the clutch. So I expect this team to come out and continue to play that way against an Auburn team that didn't shoot that well last game. This team must stay balanced offensively and keep taking care of the ball. They do. If they can do that and keep playing defense as ferociously and with that same intensity that they've been playing all tournament, I think they can win this game. They also have to try to force Auburn off the 3 line. So that key is that's a key for both teams. Auburn has to shoot great early. UVA has to run them off the 3 line early. So whichever one of those two can happen, I think they're going to win the game. But my pick in this game is Virginia. I'm going with UVA because defense wins championships, man. I keep telling y'all, defense is what matters most. This team can lock down any team left. Any team that's left in this Final Four, they can lock them down. And I think that they're going to do that. I think this is the end of Auburn's run. It's been a great year, Auburn, but I'm sorry. You just ran into the wrong team. I mean, it's nothing really left to say. They're locked down on defense. I mean, you can't do much. The only way that UVA is going to lose this game is if they just play atrociously on offense. Like, I'm talking about they have to shoot like 30%, and they have to turn the ball over like 15 times. Like, it has to be something uncharacteristic. But I got UVA. So on the other side of that, we got Texas Tech versus Michigan State. And we're going to start with Texas Tech. So Texas Tech cannot play sloppy offensively. They cannot do it. They can't keep turning the ball over like this, yo. It's not going to happen. It's not going to. We talked about turnovers as being a big key to winning these games late in the tournament. These teams know how to capitalize. They've been there. They know how to capitalize on turnovers. They've won those games. So, but Texas Tech, as long as you stick with the winning formula, man, feed Tariq Owens, keep Matt Mooney between 8 and 10 shots. David Moretti keep shooting well. Take threes with confidence. I've seen the last game, I was seeing them take threes, even contesting threes. They were just pulling up. And you love to see a confident team on both ends of the floor. This is the second best defense in the nation. So I think they have a chance. But on the other side of that, we got Michigan State, who's been playing well on both sides of the court. Despite their last game, they didn't shoot well. But if Michigan State can feed off turnovers, get back to dictating the flow of the game like they did before they hit the Duke game, every game before that, they must shoot better than 42% from the field and 31% from 3 to win this game. They must get to the line and make free throws, man. Come on, man. Make the free throws, dog. They went, 2 for 6 against Duke? You only took 6 free throws, first of all. Second of all, you hit 2? Come on, man. Gotta do better. But I'm taking Michigan State, man. I'm taking Michigan State. I gotta do it. Just because Texas Tech plays so sloppy offensively. They just, game after game in this tournament, they've turned the ball over, and they cannot do that. I think they're going to do that again today against Michigan State, and Michigan State is going to capitalize off of those turnovers. So I'm picking Michigan State. I'm sorry, Michigan State. I done picked against y'all most of this tournament. Now I'm going with y'all. Don't let me down. Please, please don't let me down. I know at some point in this tournament, I've gone against all of these Final Four teams: Auburn, UVA, Texas Tech, and Michigan State. But I mean, that only means, YouTube, that I have to be right. That only means I have to be right now, because I've picked against them all at this point, up until this point. So there's nothing left but to be right. That's how I see it. But anyway, before I forget, I gotta answer y'all questions. I asked y'all to submit questions about the Final Four. So here we go. We got I got a question that says, did you see Auburn making it this far? No, I did not. Honestly, did not see them making it this far. I didn't expect them to make it past UNC, but no, I did not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not have them. I didn't pick them to win. I don't think I picked them to go past the Sweet 16. I just didn't see it happening. So no, I didn't. Will people watch this series due to the lack of school names and things like that? Yes, they will, because we got a couple first-time Final Fours in Auburn, and who was the other team? First Final Four. Virginia's first Final Four since 1984. I believe this is just enough to keep people entertained. Texas Tech's first Final Four. We want to see, I believe from a fan's point of view, we want to see which new team is going to win, or if a new team is going to win. I think that's something exciting to see. I think that actually brings just as many fans, if not more fans, to watch the game. But I also got a question about, do you think Bruce Pearl's speech would be enough to win him a championship? No, I don't. I think this is the end of the line. Like I said, I picked UVA to win this game. I think this is the end of the line for Auburn. But if they do win this game somehow, I will have them picked as the underdog to win it all. But I don't think his speech is enough to win them this game, because UVA they're just ready. I think this is their year to go to the championship and take their shot. But just bad timing. If Okeke would have never gotten hurt, I might be picking Auburn if Okeke had never gotten hurt. But you can only say what if, you know? But thank y'all for submitting questions. Please submit more questions next week. Well, actually, submit more questions after the games tonight. Ask me questions. I like talking to you guys. I love the dialogue. Thank y'all for watching, man. I really do appreciate y'all. Thank you, Evan, for the music, man. Needed that. Thank y'all for subscribing, liking my videos. It's your boy, Jay. We out of here, man.